So this is quick tip number 5, tubes, not cubes. Now, one of the things we all have to deal with is the fact that if you create a cylinder, well, the caps are normally n-gons. Now, if you are an n-gon cowboy, well, just exit to the right, move along, nothing else to see here. And if you just simply use Catmull-Clark subdivision, this one here, and then subdivide it, well, same thing, exit to the left, nothing else to see here. For everybody else, well, there's some things we can do to make our lives a little bit more quad or triangles. First of all, I'm going to show you quickly 3 different options or functions within Lightwave to deal with that problem. First, I'm going to multiply, subdivide, and in there under more we can find make pole, and just with one click, well, it does what it's supposed to. It just caps it off using triangles and collapsing everything down to one point in the center. Okay, so just as easy as it gets, no problems here. Let me undo that. There we go. And the next tool we can use is under extend, more, the Spikey tool. Now the Spikey tool, when you activate it, it doesn't seem to do anything, which is a little bit confusing. Well, all we have to do is press the N for numeric, and then it does its job. The only other function that the Spikey tool has is I can actually move that vertex in the center of the cap. So let me set this to 0. All right, let me undo that, because there's one more tool that does something similar. I'm talking about the collapse tool, but in this case what it will do is it will collapse those polygons and basically delete this edge loop here. So that is something that, well, sometimes might be desired, most of the times probably not. So I'm going to go in here, select collapse polygons, and what it does is it's again collapses everything down to one point. That point stays in its place, it deletes the edge loop, and then we got the new edge loop here. All right, so those are the 3 tools. As nearly always, there's a great tutorial out there by William Vaughan that explains the 2 tools in depth, and of course you're going to find the link in the description. Right, now let's do the make pole again. Let's go back to subdivide, more, make pole. There we go. Because, and one more thing, I'm actually quickly going to delete that edge loop there by doing a band glue. There we go. And well, the point is, if I subdivide this, you know, I get this horrible deformation. Really doesn't look nice, which is why personally I'm not a fan of these caps. Of course you can reduce that. If I use the knife tool, I'll just knife through here and get it close to that edge there. There we go. You can reduce that. Well, it's still visible, of course. So what I could do simply is to go in here, select those triangles, use L to connect. There we go. Points are selected, and then I could just scale them, and there we go. Not too close. And if you look at that now, see, you got a pretty decent edge there. That's something we could live with. But still, it's triangles, and still it does create some distortion. In case you're wondering how I'm changing the view style or the render style within Lightwave Modeler without actually going up here and changing from textured wire to textured, well, that's going to be part of my next video. So check it out then. Okay, so next thing. I've created an 8-sided cylinder just to demonstrate what else we can do here. If we just select that n-gon here, do the same thing as before, make pole, now we get this. If you subdivide this, obviously that's not going to look very nice, but we'll get to that in a second. All right, and you know what, just to make things easier and in order not to get constantly the error message that we've got an end gone, let me delete half of this. All right, what we can do to this in order to make it work a little bit better is to just simply use the connect tool, L, and then just merge those triangles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Like that, we've got an all quad mesh that actually subdivides really nice. The only thing we're still going to have to face is that if we select those, and let's say we would like to make an extension here, like that. That works pretty nice. If I subdivide that, that's good. Of course, we're going to need some more cuts in here. I'm just going to quickly select those and do a bend saw pro because it's faster. Right, and same thing here, I'm going to make a cut. So we got a little bit of a crisper edge there. Right, if we look at that, that looks pretty nice. It's not 1000% round here, but yeah, we can deal with that. Now the one problem we're going to have is if I would like to make another extension here, then, well, I'm going to have to face the problem that I will need to do what I did before again. That's the one downside to this. So I would have to go in here, L, and then we've got that, right? And then here we've got the problem, I've got n-gons. So we would have to go in here, just as I showed in my last video, and then go to Detail, Polygons, More, Fix 35. There it is. And then I would have to go in here, select those points. There we go. And just, you know, stretch them out until we've got a circular shape, or more or less circular shape. And then we could continue extruding this. E to extend, T for move, and there we get another one. So yeah, that's a technique of how to deal with that. Now, if you are a little bit of a lazy person like I am, and you're looking for the, well, a little bit easier way out, there's a nice plugin out there by Mike Green, which he has on his super beautiful website. If you type into Google Mike Green and Lightwave, you're going to find it anyways, but I'm going to put the link, of course, in the description. In here, you've got the subpatch cylinder. Super simple script, no magic to that. And if I use that, I can just go in here, there I have it, subpatch cylinder. It creates an 8-sided cylinder, and I've set it to 2 segments with subpatch off, and just by clicking OK, it just does what it's supposed to do. It creates a cylinder. Now this one, of course, is all quads. That's nice, but it doesn't subdivide very nice. In order to use it like we did before, I would have to do the same thing. Select those polygons, L to connect. Everything is selected, so I can go back to Detail, Polygons, More, and again, Fix 35. There we have it. But again, because of the way this is being created, we would have to go in there and stretch these out a little bit to a little bit more of a rounded shape. Now, to finish this quick tip, I've created a simple tool here for you. Let me just maximize this, get out of subpage mode. These are the options that we have in order to cap off an 8-sided cylinder. So you can see the easiest would be to just, you know, collapse these, have 4 polygons in here, or the same thing with an extra edge loop, or we can just create the polygons like this, diagonally, kind of, or same thing here with an edge loop first and then that cap. If we subdivide this and get rid of the wireframe, you can see that this one really doesn't subdivide very well. This one is better, but you can still see something or some deformation going on over there. So in conclusion, best way to cap this off really is this way, the first one. All right, so that's about it for this quick tip, and I shall see you very, very soon in quick tip number 6. Bye bye.